What is the difference between controlled and uncontrolled components in React? It is one of the most common form questions, and the entire answer comes down to a single thing: who owns the value? A controlled component keeps its source of truth in React state. The input's value comes from state, and every keystroke fires onChange, which calls setState. State drives the input, and the input reports back. React is in charge of the value at all times. An uncontrolled component keeps its source of truth in the DOM. You give it a default value, and then the browser manages the value from there. When you need to read it, you grab it through a ref. React steps back, and the DOM holds the state. So here is the key difference, side by side. Controlled means the source of truth is React state, you access the value through state, and updates flow through setState, predictable, but more render work. Uncontrolled means the DOM is the source of truth, you read through a ref, the browser handles updates, lighter, but less predictable. Why is controlled the default? Because React is declarative, and controlled inputs fit that model naturally. When state owns the value, you get validation, formatting, conditional logic, synchronization with other state, and predictable behavior, all for free. That is why most forms should start controlled. But uncontrolled is not an anti-pattern. It is the right call for very large forms with 100+ fields, when performance is critical, for simple submit-only forms, when integrating with third-party DOM code, and always for file inputs, the browser blocks setting their value for security, so they cannot be controlled. Now the classic bug. Never mix the two on one input. Passing both value and default value, or letting value flip between a string and undefined, makes React warn and the input behave unpredictably. Default value is read-only on the initial mount. An input must be either controlled or uncontrolled, pick one and stay there. Here is the interview-ready answer. In controlled components, React owns the value through state, giving predictability at a possible performance cost. In uncontrolled components, the DOM owns the value, which is more efficient for simple or large forms. Controlled is the default, uncontrolled is a conscious trade-off. And the mental model to keep. Whoever owns the data controls the component. That is all for today. If this video helped you understand controlled and uncontrolled components in React, hit the like button and subscribe. If you want to be able to explain React like this in an interview, check the link below. A new React deep dive drops every week. See you in the next one. Bye bye.